time for the first Star Wars podcast. Today is May 4th, 1978. Let's talk Star Wars.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, a boy and a girl on an adventure unlike anything on your planet. Star Wars. Strictly big screen stuff. From director George Lucas and 20th Century Fox. Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of the very first Star Wars podcast. Today is May 4th, 1978. Let's talk Star Wars. Man, what a month has it been. We've got a lot of new things to talk about. Oscars. But the best of all, we've got Star Wars 2 news. That's right, we finally have a director. Will it be George Lucas? Will it be the rumored Steven Spielberg? You just read right there and we'll tell you. But first, let's go to the Oscars. You might not have known, but Star Wars was nominated for a bunch of Oscars, including Best Picture. And Alec Guinness, who played Obi-Wan Kenobi, was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Sadly, Star Wars did not win an Oscar for Best Picture. The winner of Best Picture went Annie Hall. I haven't seen Annie Hall, but I really doubt it's as good as Star Wars. But maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen the movie. But Star Wars did walk away with six Academy Awards, plus a special Academy Award for Special Achievement Award. They won that also. They won. Let's list them off. Best Score. Without a doubt, come on. Best Visual Effects. Who else could win that besides Star Wars? And Lucas's wife won for Best Film Editing. Best Sound from Ben Burtt. Best Costume Designer. Best Art Direction. So Star Wars took home the gold. Star Wars took home Oscars. I really wish it won Best Picture, but hey, we can't complain. It took a lot of awards. I mean, how could it not win visual effects, right? It's one of the best looking movies of all times. On hand at the Academy Awards, C-3PO and R2-D2. That's right, 3PO and R2-D2. Now I got some clips from the awards. I held my tape recorder up to the TV and recorded some of the award shows, so let's take a listen right now.
One of the biggest box office hits since the Nickelodeon is Star Wars. I saw it, and like you, I was enchanted by the performance of its hero. May the Force always be with him. Here is Mark Hamill.
The Force be with you.
The Force be with me? Oh, no. Did I say that? I don't believe that I said that. Did I say the farce, really?
Well, I know the Force has always been with
3PO walks out on stage.
This is not the kind of close encounter I had announced.
R2 follows.
We're here to present two... Behave yourself, R2. Mark is talking. Of course, I'm just as excited as you are. Now do be quiet. You see, my friends here are a perfect example of the combined talents of actor and technician. Creating creatures that never existed. And sounds that have never been heard before.
And that was a look at the Special Achievement in Sound award given to Close Encounters of the Third Kind and for Star Wars. Exciting night. If you didn't watch the Oscars, you missed a lot. There was a lot of great stuff. When they did the Costume Design Award, Darth Vader, Stormtroopers, and everything came up on stage. It was very nice to see. But you're tired of hearing about the Oscars, right? Let's get on to it. We've got news about Star Wars 2. But before we get into the Star Wars 2 news, we'll be right back after these messages.
Kmart is your savings store, where your dollar buys you more.
Permanent press sheets and pillowcases are on sale at Kmart. So coordinate your patterns, select your colors, and save. Twin size flat or fitted sheets just $2.37. Double size just $3.97. And queen size just $5.97. Matching pillowcases just $2.88 a pair through Saturday.
Kmart is the saving place.
Now let's take a look at the official Star Wars news. It's happening. Star Wars 2 is happening. Time Magazine did an interview with George Lucas where we got a lot of information and then we got a little rumors too. First, let's talk about what we learned from this Time Magazine article with George Lucas. We have a director. Ivan Kirshner will direct Star Wars 2. Now, I'm not really familiar with his work, but if he's good enough for George Lucas, he's good enough for me. Maybe you know some of his work out there. If you do, let me know what you think about it. I haven't seen anything else he's done, but he will direct Star Wars 2. Will George Lucas ever direct another Star Wars movie? Well, Time Magazine asked him about that, and he says he does think he'll return one day when he's close to ending the Star Wars series. How many films are we talking about here? George Lucas says he has a plan for 10 more Star Wars movies. 10 more. That's not counting Star Wars, and that's Star Wars 2. So, in all, we're going to have 12 Star Wars movies. Can you believe it? 12 Star Wars movies. That's incredible. I cannot wait to see all 12. It'd be great if we could get them all next year, but I'm sure we're going to have to wait about every year or two till we see a new one. When are we going to see Star Wars 2? Time Magazine says it should be out by Christmas 1979. So we're just a little over a year away. Can you believe it? Not this Christmas, but next Christmas, we'll be all gathered around watching the second Star Wars movie, Star Wars Part 2. Man, I'm really excited. I cannot wait. Who's coming back for this movie? Well, according to this Time Magazine article, the familiar faces, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Anthony Daniels will be back as 3PO, Kenny Baker's R2-D2, and of course, Darth Vader, the man in black himself, will be back. Darth Vader's gonna be back. I cannot wait to see what he's been up to. Hopefully, Darth Vader's finally gonna get his comeuppance, right? I hope Darth Vader finally gets to meet up with Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker gets revenge for Darth Vader killing his dad, and I just hope that Luke Skywalker kicks his butt. Yes, I do. Like I said, George Lucas said he will return somewhere down the road. He's predicting that the end of the series will be in about 20 years. Can you believe that? We're going to have Star Wars movies for the next 20 years? I don't know about you. I would love to see that, but come on. A movie series lasting over 20 years? I'll believe that when I see it, George. And they're already scouting locations. George Lucas met with Gary Kurtz, the producer of Star Wars, and Ivan Kirshner, the new director of Star Wars 2. They met in LA last week to talk about locations and filming ideas for Star Wars 2. So any day now we're going to see production really kick in. Whew, cannot wait for this. And it seems that there is now a new draft being written by Lawrence Kasdan. He's come in, taken the draft. If you remember our first podcast, we said we had a script already for Star Wars 2. Well, Lawrence Kasdan's coming in, doing a second draft, polishing it up, changing some things, fixing some things, taking some notes for George Lucas. And what has Lawrence Kasdan done? I don't really know. But I'm going to tell you what Lawrence Kasdan just done. This was big news. I haven't heard this yet. Maybe you have. Lawrence Kasdan just wrote a screenplay for a new movie that's going to be directed by Steven Spielberg. You know Steven Spielberg, the guy that did Jaws and Close Encounters? Well, George Lucas is going to produce the movie. George Lucas and Steven Spielberg's doing a movie together. No one has really said what this is yet. I can't wait to find out more. The rumor is some kind of adventure movie. It's not a science fiction movie. I don't know what it is. But think about it. You got the two best directors today. The best two guys with a real vision for movies teaming up together. George Lucas, Steven Spielberg. Now, if you listen to the first podcast, you know I was hoping Steven Spielberg would come in and direct Star Wars 2. Sadly, he's not, But maybe this is not why he's not doing it, so they can work on this new movie being written by Lawrence Kasdan together. I'm going to keep my ears close to the grapevine about this, find out what this groovy movie is going to be about. I'll keep you posted. I know it's not Star Wars news, but we're talking George Lucas. It's going to fit into Star Wars news. Again, that's Lucas and Spielberg teaming up together for a movie. Again, Spielberg's going to direct, Lawrence Kasdan is the writer, and George Lucas is going to produce. I cannot wait to find out more about this movie, and as soon as I find out more, I will let you guys know more about it also. Ralph McQuarrien's back. If you know, he did a lot of the sketches and a lot of the drawing boards for Star Wars. And apparently he's back now. The rumor is he's been working on some kind of droid. I'm hearing that this droid's in the snow. I'm not really sure what kind of drawing it is. I've talked to some people that said they've seen it. It's kind of like a mechanical spider. They say it's a circle at the top, a big circle, some kind of antennas at the top, and spider legs at the bottom, and it's in snow. In snow. That, man, I'm getting excited. I wish I could show this to you, but it's just a podcast. I can't send pictures over a computer. But that's a look at Star Wars 2. I cannot wait for this. Again, Lawrence Kasdan's writing the sequel to Star Wars. Ivan Kershner's directing Star Wars 2. They're looking for locations now. Production is going to kick up any week now. You're going to be hearing about filming dates and stuff like that. And again, coming back, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, Darth Vader, they're all coming back. Now, Time Magazine did ask if Alec Guinness was coming back as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Come on, he died in the first one, so I don't think he'll be back. I don't think anyone's shocked that he's not listed as one of the ones coming back. They asked Lucas about it, and he said, well, his essence will be there. His memory will be there. So I'm sure Obi-Wan Kenobi will play a part in this movie, even if Alec Guinness himself is not in the film. He's going to play a part. His Obi-Wan's memory is going to be thick in this movie, I think, anyway. I wish Alec Guinness could come back, but I don't really see no way they could bring him back for the movie. Would be great if they could find a way. Maybe Luke can have some kind of flashback scene or something with maybe Obi-Wan fighting Darth Vader and Luke's father fighting Darth Vader. That would be awesome. But I can't really see a way to bring Alec Guinness back, sadly. But that's a look at the Star Wars 2 news.
You'll pray for more when a conservative priest works with a liberated nun.
If she had her way, the laws of God would be called the 10 Suggestions.
In the beginning.
Turn us on.
And we'll turn you on.
This fall on CBS.
Okay, let's talk about the cast from Star Wars and see what they're up to. First, we'll go with George Lucas. Also in this Time Magazine ad, he talked about he has plans for another sequel. No, not a Star Wars sequel. What is it? American Graffiti 2. That's right, George Lucas says he's going to make American Graffiti 2. I can't wait to see that. I'm not sure how they're going to do that, because at the end of American Graffiti, it wrote up on the screen what happened to everybody. So that'd be kind of odd to see a sequel to that movie, being that we kind of know what happens to each character. Also, returning in May, George Lucas is going to re-release American Graffiti. That's right, the original cut of American Graffiti. It has about 5 more extra minutes in this that Universal cut out. George Lucas was very upset that he didn't have final cut of this film, that Universal Studios cut out 5 minutes. From what I understand from people I talked to, Universal Studios hated this movie. They didn't think it was going to make any money. They thought it was a horrible movie. They didn't believe in it at all. I don't know if you've seen it, but American Graffiti was, I think it came out in 72, 73, probably the best movie of the year. Really great movie. Again, it's called American Graffiti. And yes, it even has Harrison Ford in it. You know, Han Solo from Star Wars. He's in American Graffiti. Kind of small role, but it's kind of neat seeing him in there. Him and Lucas working together. Him and Lucas working together before Star Wars. That's a nice little fun thing to see during the filming. Just a nice little thing right there in American Graffiti. It all takes place in one night. I think it's on the eve of graduation from high school kids, or right before they go to college. Just about one fun night of them cruising up and down the street in their cars and everything. It's a very good movie. When you just say it, what it's about like that, it doesn't sound like anything interesting, but really is a good movie. So I'm looking really forward for this American Graffiti 2. I can't wait to see what happened to everybody. Like I said, I know it writes up and kind of tells you, but I can't wait to see it. I'm hoping everybody's back. I'm hoping Ron Howard comes back. I'm hoping Harrison Ford's back in it. That would be great. And I'm hoping all the cast returns for American Graffiti 2. What I was saying, in May, George Lucas is going to re-release American Graffiti with those 5 extra minutes. Like I said, if you've never seen American Graffiti, this is your chance. I think a lot of people probably didn't see it. Well, I mean, a lot of people did see it, but I think a lot of the Star Wars fans, people that really know George Lucas now, might not have saw American Graffiti. This is a good chance for them to go back and see another George Lucas movie. He's done movies besides Star Wars. Not many. American Graffiti was his first real feature film. Was his real first film. He did a student film called THX, which hardly anybody saw. Most people don't know that one. I myself have never seen it. But that's what Lucas is up to. Let's see what Carrie Fisher is up to. Carrie Fisher was a special guest on the Ringo Starr show. You know Ringo Starr, the drummer from the Beatles. Well, he did a special on TV last week. Sorry, I don't remember the network. I think it was ABC. Don't hold me to that. I think that's what it was. But Carrie Fisher was on there. Kind of a small part. He had a lot of other guests on there, like Art Carney, John Ritter. I love John Ritter, don't you? He's a really funny guy. But Carrie Fisher was on there. They did a little scene of them talking to each other in the car, and then Ringo Starr sings "You're Beautiful, You're 16" to her, which is, it's honestly, it's kind of creepy. Ringo Starr, you know, sitting in his car, just looking at her, singing that song to her. It's a little odd too. I know Carrie's not 16, but Ringo Starr looks like he's probably in his late 40s, early 50s, and he's singing about someone being beautiful and being 16. It is kind of creepy. Now, I got a little small clip for you from the show, and I'll play it for you. Here it goes.
Hey.
Doctor, where'd you get this car?
Excuse me, who are you?
Come on, you know who I am.
Of course I do. I just wanted to see if you knew.
Your girlfriend, Marquine.
Of course, you're my girlfriend, Marquine.
Wagner, you know I'm crazy about you.
No, why?
Because you're such a gonk.
And you know why I love you?
Why?
Because you're beautiful and you're mine.
Come on like a dream, peaches and cream, lips like strawberry wine. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine.
Okay, and that's a look at what Carrie Fisher's doing. And other Star Wars cast news, we have Mark Hamill. We have a trailer for Mark Hamill's next movie. It's called Corvette Summer, released by MGM. This stars Mark Hamill. This is his first movie since Star Wars. It also co-stars Annie Potts. Mark Hamill plays a teenager who heads to Las Vegas to track down his beloved Corvette Stingray. Annie Potts plays a young woman he meets along the way. Now, this looks like it's going to be a very fun movie. I don't think it's going to be as big as Star Wars, of course. But no one expected the next movie to be as big as Star Wars. I mean, come on. Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford. These people are probably not going to ever have a movie as big as Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is the number one movie of all times. So this one, if it does, you know, $15, $20 million, it'll be a huge hit. This is written by the Waylon Drew novel of the same name. I haven't read it. Maybe some of you out there. Dusty Springfield's going to do the title song, Give Me the Night. Release date is June 2nd, so it's coming right up. Let's take a listen to the trailer.
It's the car of a lifetime. It took him all year to build it.
Now I'm going to drive that thing right up to General Motors' front door.
One night to lose it.
Hey, that's my car! You stole my car!
And the whole summer to get it back. MGM presents Corvette Summer.
Somebody stole my Stingray and the word's out it's in Vegas.
You got a Corvette?
Starring Mark Hamill, who's back from Star Wars.
Oh, yeah!
And Annie Potts, who's is out of this world.
You're gonna spend the night. Comprende, amigo?
If he knew as much about girls as he does about cars, he wouldn't be so nervous.
Peel off them duds, sailor, and let me see what you got.
Sure. And if she knew as much about cars as she does about boys,
What do you drink?
she wouldn't be so jealous.
Motor oil?
And if you knew as much as they know about this candy apple metal flake Corvette, you'd be chasing it too.
I'm helping you, dope. I'm helping you find your car.
You run up against a car thief, you're liable to wind up at the bottom of Lake Mead.
He's into fast cars.
Why don't you write a letter to the car? Dear car.
She's into black velvet.
Beg your pardon?
Wow! Together, they find love,
You have no right to take me anywhere.
excitement, and danger on the trail of a stolen Corvette.
Stop this car! Stop it! I'm getting out!
Oh, no, you're not.
Mark Hamill, Annie Potts. It's the girl,
You're insane!
the car, and the time that separates the men from the boys. Corvette Summer,
That's a terrific car.
a fiberglass romance.
I don't know about you, but that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to see that. Again, June 2nd is called Corvette Summer. Mark Hamill, Annie Potts. It looks like it's going to be a good one. And now we have some kind of breaking news. I should have put this in the Star Wars news section, but this just came out. In fact, I just read it in my local paper. Star Wars has now officially made over $215 million. That's incredible. No other movie has made that much money. Again, Star Wars has passed $215 million. Who ever thought a movie could make that much money? Crazy.
Okay, Atari, let's see your best pitch.
You're out, Rose!
I quit soccer to play Atari.
You need more practice, Haley.
You can't keep me in here, Atari.
The Atari video computer system is 20 cartridges with 1,300 game variations you play on your own TV set. Don't just watch television tonight. Play it.
Okay, guys, let's talk toys. We got a little bit of toy news for you. Nothing really that special this time, but let's see what we can talk about. First up, a listener of ours, a fan of the show, Brandon Tidwell, wrote us to let us know that he found a Luke Skywalker that was a little different than the other Luke Skywalkers he's seen. We all know the Luke Skywalker action figure comes with a yellow lightsaber. Why yellow, I'm not really sure. A yellow lightsaber, it pulls out, it's got a little tip on the end. But he found a different lightsaber. He said on his lightsaber, when you pull out the yellow tip, that tip part also pulls out. Now, the Luke Skywalker I have does not do this, but I checked on the back of the card, and there's actual instructions on how to get that tip to come out. But my tip doesn't come out. So I'm asking all you out there, does yours have this tip? Mine has the tip, but it doesn't do anything. I checked my Obi-Wan. I checked my Luke Skywalker. I checked, well, I don't have Darth Vader yet. I can't find Darth Vader. Anyone out there seen Darth Vader? I know he's released, but I can't find him anywhere. I checked Zayre's. I checked Kmart. I checked Sears, Woolworths. I cannot find Darth Vader anywhere. I'm still missing probably about 4 of the 12 figures. Anyway, my Luke and Obi-Wan both have the saber, comes out of the arm. The tip is just a tip. It doesn't do anything. But according to the back of the package, you can pull that tip again and make the saber even longer. Now, I'm not sure why mine doesn't have this and some of them does. It seems they're on the back of the card with instructions on how to do it. So it seems like they should do this. I'm not really sure why. So let me know if you're out there. Let me know what yours is doing. Does yours pull out twice or just pull out once? Maybe I got a broke one. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask my friends and see what they have. Also, we found out we got a lot of people asking, Where are the large size action figures that they only can find Luke and Leia, and nobody's been able to find Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, Han, or any of the other ones? Well, that's because Kenner hasn't shipped them out yet, so that's why you're not finding them at stores. Only Luke and Leia are available right now at retail stores. So if you're out there looking for Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, or maybe the droids, you're going to have to keep looking because they're not out yet. However, a friend of ours that works for Kenner Toys told us that the others will be shipping very soon. Very soon. He said by the summer you should be able to find all of them on the shelf at the store. Also, our contact within Kenner tells us if you want to buy the X-Wing Aces Target game, go to your store right now and buy it if you can find it. That they're not going to produce these anymore. What they have in stock is gone. I think he said there was some maybe still in the warehouse about to be shipped out, but they're not making them anymore. Again, it's the X-Wing Aces Target game. I'm not sure why they're not producing this anymore. Maybe it didn't sell too good. Maybe it didn't sell well. I'm not really sure, but he said by the 19th of April, all of these were gone, except maybe a few in the warehouse. So if you see it out there, get your hands on it. Honestly, I played this. I have a cousin that has it. It's not really that fun. In fact, it was a Flying Aces game that wasn't even a Star Wars game. They just took the old Flying Aces game, slapped a Star Wars sticker on it, changed a few things here and there, and rebranded it as the X-Wing Aces Target game. But if you just want to buy anything Star Wars, or you had your eye on this but just never did get it, fearing that you never did get it, thinking you'll just wait, well, now's your chance. You better go get it now, because once it's gone out of the stores, it's not going to be restocked. And here's a leaked photo from Kenner. Kenner, again, okay, this is some cool news, but sadly I can't show you over here on the podcast. I'm just going to try to explain it. I've got some information about a new figure from the Star Wars 2. That's right, Kenner's already working on an action figure from Star Wars 2. It's all white, so I'm guessing it's some kind of stormtrooper. My friend told me that this concept art that they have a drawing of is called Super Trooper. I can't wait to figure out what this is. I guess it's some kind of enhanced stormtrooper. I'm looking at the photo now to try to explain it to you. He's really white. He's got a lot of armor on. He's got a helmet that has kind of a visor, a black T across his face. It looks like he has some kind of antenna at the top of his helmet. He looks like he has all kind of gadgets on his leg and even some kind of flamethrower or something on his arm. Don't really have much information other than that, other than it's a concept drawing of something they're going to work on for an action figure. I'm kind of surprised they're already working on action figures for this, but the movie is slated to come out around Christmas 1979, so I'm guessing they're going to go ahead and start working on this, and you'll probably see the figures before the movie, so you'll probably see the figures for Star Wars 2 sometime in the fall 1979 is what I would think. They don't want to have, this Christmas they didn't have Star Wars ready to go by the time the movie was out. Everybody, even by Christmas, you had to wait almost a year to get the figures. So I think what they're going to do this time is going to have the Star Wars 2 figures out on the shelves before Christmas. So I guess that's why they're already working on these art designs for the action figures that are coming out. But look for this again. Right now, my friends just tell me that it's listed as Super Trooper. It looks like just a very cool stormtrooper. So that's something you definitely want to check out. So that's something. As I get more information about this figure or figures for Star Wars 2, I'll let you know.
In 1968, George Romero brought us Night of the Living Dead. It became the classic horror film of its time.
It gets up and kills. The people it kills get up and kill.
Now, George Romero brings us the most intensely shocking motion picture experience for all times. Dawn of the Dead.
This situation must be controlled before it's too late. They are multiplying too rapidly.
Night of the Living Dead has ended. Dawn of the Dead is here.
Not that room! Not that room! They must be destroyed on sight.
Dawn of the Dead. this picture contains scenes of violence that may be considered shocking, no one under 17 will be admitted. Dawn of the Dead, from United Film Distributing Company.
That's right, Dawn of the Dead is now at your local Cineplex. Go check it out. If you're into horror movies, you'll love this one. It's a very, very scary movie. I was able to see it Saturday night at a matinee with my sister. We were both hiding under our seats by the end of this movie. It's really good. I'm not a big fan of zombie horror movies, but trust me, this one was really scary and really good. Dawn of the Dead. Check it out. Okay guys, sadly, April was a little slow month for Star Wars fans. Like I said, we have some rumors about Star Wars 2. We have some new information about the Kenner toys. Other than that, we didn't have really much to talk about, so it's a little shorter podcast than usual. But next month's going to be May, a year of Star Wars. That's right, Star Wars was released May 25th, 1977. Limited release in California and some other places. Started spreading out after that. But May marks the 1-year anniversary of Star Wars. And guess what? For many of you, Star Wars is still playing at your local theater. So go see it. Go see it again. I've seen it 17 times. And I'm going to go see it this weekend probably also. Everybody's got to see Star Wars. Now, I'm hearing that the theater run might be coming to an end around June or July, so go see it as many times as you can. But then again, it costs about $2 to go see a movie, so I don't expect everybody to break the bank trying to go see it. I mean, who's got $2 to waste 17 times in a row? But well, I guess I do, because I've seen it 17 times, although my parents paid for it a lot of times. But again, sorry we're a little short this time, but I hope you enjoy the podcast. Join us back here next month, which will be the first week of June, and we're going to recap everything Star Wars. We're going to recap everything that happened in Star Wars for May 1978. And I hope, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot more news on Star Wars 2. I mean, it's gearing up. It's going to go into production next month, so we're going to have a lot of rumors, inside information, official news. We're going to have a lot to say about Star Wars 2 in May, I'm pretty sure. And hopefully we'll have a lot more Kenner news than we did this time. The toys for Kenner are starting to hit now more. People's finding them. You know, when we did the last podcast, people was having trouble finding all the figures they wanted or all the ships and play sets and stuff. But now you can walk into almost any Woolworths or Sears or anybody that sells toys and pick up almost anything. I'm still having a tough time finding Vader. So it's still hard trying to find some of those key figures sometime, but for the most part, if you go out there and looking, they're a lot easier to find. You know, when we did the April one, we would get reports that, hey, this store's got Star Wars figures. People would get there and there would be nothing on the shelf. That's not helping. Kenner's finally starting to meet demand, so you should be able to start finding this stuff. May should be even better. So hopefully we got some new information. In fact, I think I'm going to go over some of the ships and stuff and play sets that came out, since I didn't really talk about it in April. We kind of just talked about the figures. So we're going to do that again. Thank you for listening to the very first Star Wars podcast. We'll be back here next month to talk about Star Wars in May. So next time we're going to have a really big show, the anniversary of Star Wars. Thank you for listening. See you back here next month.
The legendary superhero Godzilla and Jenna of the Jungle fighting evil.
You can take him!
The Godzilla Power Hour. Then the Fantastic Four, the greatest of comic book heroes. Saturday morning's a great place to be, starting September 9th on NBC.